3.
Hello, I'm Callum Kelly.
And I'm William Stewart. Welcome to Fast 5, produced by the Indiana University Media School.
Start your timers because our 5 minutes have begun. This past Saturday, Coach Cignetti and the Indiana Hoosiers hosted the Maryland Terrapins at Memorial Stadium. Our very own Henry Thuss has the recap.
Thanks, guys. Amid a stadium that was packed to the brim from beginning to end, the 4-0 Indiana Hoosiers took on the 3-1 Maryland Terrapins. For a while, it looked like it was going to be a rough day for the Hoosiers as Curtis Rourke threw an interception on each of the Hoosiers' first 2 offensive possessions. Indiana's defense would hold the Terps at bay as the offense rebounded to open the second quarter with a Miles Price touchdown. Maryland responded with an 11-play, 81-yard drive to tie the game. After a combined 5 punts and an Indiana fumble, the scoring resumed with a Curtis Rourke 27-yard touchdown to Omar Cooper Jr. Maryland scored coming out of the half to tie the game at 14 and then again to tie the game at 21. After that, Indiana broke the game open with 21 unanswered points to extend their lead to 42-21. Maryland would tack on a touchdown with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter to close out the scoring. On the offensive side, Curtis Rourke threw for a season-high 359 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Elijah Sarrett had 7 receptions for 128 yards and a touchdown. Despite losing the turnover battle 4-0, Indiana still pulled away with a convincing victory, with the defense allowing only 1 touchdown in the final 22 minutes of play. The Hoosiers are now 5-0 for the first time since 1967, and for Omar Cooper Jr., it meant a lot to have the fans there to celebrate history with them.
Just going over there, celebrating with the fans and students, thanking them for coming, and just showing them that we care and happy that they're supporting us.
For the first time since 2020, the Hoosiers are ranked. They check into this week's AP poll as number 23, right between Louisville and Illinois. It's quite a time to be an Indiana Hoosier. Guys.
Thanks, Henry. The Red Hot Hoosiers travel to Northwestern next week to take on the Wildcats in a Big Ten matchup on Saturday, October 5th at 5:30 p.m.
And the undefeated Indiana Hooies look to improve on their 2-0 record, which was challenged by the Cincinnati Bearcats this past weekend. The Hooies started off their home opener at the Frank Southern Ice Arena last Friday on the right foot. Senior forward Paul Leto would score the game's first from an impossible angle. Just what a shot there. And a bad turnover in front of the net tied the game up at 1. The Bearcats would score again to take the lead at the end of the first period. But the second period was action-packed. Sophomore Carter Amel cashed in his wraparound bid to tie the game at 2. Shortly followed up by freshman forward Lucas Updike to smack in a rebound to retake the lead. And a beautiful snipe by Will Renshin gave the Hooies some much-needed insurance. Turnovers would prove to be Indiana's worst enemy, but an incredible save by freshman goaltender Jacob McMullen preserved the Hooies' lead going into the third. The Bearcats would tie it up once again, only to have Indiana regain the lead with 5 minutes to play as a result of a power play. And an empty netter in the dying seconds would confirm the win for the Hoosiers. Final score, Indiana 6, Cincinnati 4.
Going from the ice to the fields, Indiana's women's soccer looked to earn their first Big Ten win of the season on the road against the Oregon Ducks this past Thursday. The Hoosiers got off to a hot start with this free kick from freshman forward Lila Serda, which was headed in Avery Sneed's direction to put the Hoosiers up by 1. The Hoosiers had their opportunities but stayed patient and eventually would cash in. Sophomore midfielder Elle Britt would put the team ahead by 2 in the 40th minute with this tap-in goal. Just minutes after, Oregon senior Taylor Bryan was on the receiving end of a penalty, giving the Ducks a penalty kick that would result in Oregon's lone goal of the night. The Hoosiers would hold strong in the 67th minute. Serda would seal the deal, slicing her way past Oregon defenders and cashing in for her 7th on the season, giving the Hoosiers their first Big Ten win. However, their weekend did not stop there. The women traveled to Washington last night to take on the Huskies, but fell short of the win, getting shut down by Washington 1-0. Now at 6-4-1 on the season, with all 4 losses coming from Big Ten opponents.
And just like that, our 5 minutes are up. I'm William Stewart.
And I'm Callum Kelly. Make sure to catch us on Wednesday for a preview of all your Hoosier sports, and thank you for joining us.